Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
There's a new and different way to fund your business or side hustle without the hassles of a loan. HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor that gives you access to your home equity in cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value with no monthly payments or interest. How you use the money is totally up to you. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com. HomeTap.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Live Day is back. Everything's live, brother. Every single thing. Hey, it's 2020. What else could possibly go wrong?
Now, typically, every year something goes wrong with Live Day just because it's Live Day. Now we have to throw on top of it, it's 2020. You know it's just going to be a disaster. It's going to be a beautiful disaster in that.
Unless, think about this.
Uh-oh.
This has been such an S year. What if everything goes right for Live Day? Because that would be, you know, when everybody else's lives are going good, Live Day goes to hell.
Are you willing to put money on that?
Of course not.
You just jinxed it.
Yeah, of course not.
That would be funny if this is like a perfect production.
It seems like it would be just because that's the Alanis Morissette version of Live Day in 2020.
We're going back old school. We're doing it here in the studio. Obviously, things are a little bit different this year because we can't do it in front of a big room with a lot of people, unfortunately, but we're going to make the best of it and have a blast doing it.
Yep.
And we're going to use Zoom technology to try and bring the audience in with us.
What can possibly go wrong when we're trying to use all that technology at one time?
Yeah, good point. We might need a good plan B.
It's Tuesday, November 10th, Live Day presented by the Advocates, and it is going to be, well, you know us, man. It is going to be something to see, and you're going to get to see it. It's Tuesday, November 10th. You want all the info, go to KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Mix. It's time to play the game. Yeah! So everybody scream his name. Beat Mix. Don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Mix. You're a loser.
It is time to beat Mix, but it's Thursday, so let's get cracking.
Release the Kraken.
I just got a text from someone who said, is everybody wearing their Kraken gear today?
And you know what? They are.
You know it.
I tried to shame Vicky because she's not wearing a shirt. She's not wearing a hoodie.
Right.
She broke out her Kraken socks.
She's got Kraken socks?
I didn't even know they made Kraken socks.
Steve, do you have Kraken socks?
I don't have Kraken socks.
Etsy, man.
Oh, got them on the old Etsy.
So does that mean they're not, it's like somebody made them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I supported a small business.
Okay. That was taking someone else's trademark. That's good. No, it works. That's totally fine. That's how you support small businesses that steal images for their own monetary purposes.
But how do the Kraken not have socks if they don't? They got to have socks.
They do.
Okay, I'm going to get some for Christmas, maybe. Good. Okay,
for Christmas, maybe.
If you're lucky, Joe.
Yeah.
Or maybe Santa will bring them for you.
Ding, ding, ding-a-ling, ding, bing, bing, those damn socks.
Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Jeff in Seattle. Jeff, are you there?
I am here, sir.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye. For those playing at home, Jeff will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Jeff, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Who co-starred alongside Jack Nicholson in the 2007 movie The Bucket List?
Morgan Freeman.
Yes. What pop artist had the popular 2019 album titled Thank You Next?
Pass.
What organ filters blood and helps regulate salt and water levels?
Liver.
No.
Kidney.
Yes. Who played Tony Danza's daughter Samantha on Who's the Boss?
Alyssa Milano.
Yes. How many feet tall is an NBA basketball rim required to be?
Repeat.
How many feet tall is an NBA basketball rim
10
required?
feet.
Yes. The reality show $1 Million Listing airs on what network?
Home TV.
No.
AMC.
No.
Pass.
How many dice are used in a game of Yahtzee?
5.
Yes. From which cuisine do we get kimchi?
Chinese.
No.
Japanese.
No.
Sushi.
Sushi, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct.
Would you have had to take Asian cuisine for that answer? You would have, wouldn't you?
That's not fair. No.
I did it again. Woo! It's a party.
Well, let's hope. Well,
I was hoping Jeff would say Asian just because it would make your head explode.
Well, I'm glad he said sushi instead.
Yeah.
I know Steve's going to say exactly what you just said there,
I
too.
hope he does too. Steve, there's an answer that you need to give to a question. Don't let me down.
Oh, boy. The pressure's on.
Yeah, piss off Rev, so please answer it the
I already have
proper
enough
way.
pressure trying to win the game. Now I got to answer the questions the way you want me to.
Yes, you
Son of
must piss off the Rev for his lack of work.
Or you
Fair.
Or you can answer it the way I want you to, and that would be just, you know, nice and normal.
Gotta be honest, it's more fun the other way around.
Yeah.
Shoot. Are you ready?
Release the Kraken.
Who co-starred alongside Jack Nicholson in the 2007 movie The Bucket List?
Adam Sandler.
No.
Oh. Morgan Freeman.
Yes. Nice. What pop star had the popular 2019 album titled Thank You Next?
Ariana Grande.
Yes. What organ filters blood and helps regulate salt and water levels?
The heart.
No.
The kidney.
Yes.
That's
Who
right.
played Tony Danza's daughter Samantha on Who's the
Milano.
Boss? Yes.
Yes, you did.
How many feet tall is an NBA basketball rim required to be?
10.
Yes. The reality show $1 Million Listing airs on what network?
Oh, crap. I just watched it on demand. I have no idea. HGTV?
No.
Bravo?
Yes.
Nice.
How many dice are used in a game of Yahtzee?
Yahtzee. 3.
No.
5.
Yes.
Nice.
From which cuisine do we get kimchi?
Chinese.
No.
Thai.
No.
Asian.
Yes. In which decade did the first space shuttle launch? Yeah, baby. I hate you.
60s.
No, go to hell. You get 8 correct. You win, and you drive me nuts.
Sorry about that, Jeff.
That's all right, man. Good game, Steve.
You too, my friend. Son of
You
deserve this song.
and everything that goes along with it.
Steve's 2 brain cells smashed together to get the one thing that BJ was hoping for.
Oh, I was sending like mental waves to him.
I legit felt it as soon as like that question was going on. I'm answering. I'm like, that's not right. And I had one more guess. I'm like, it hit me. I'm like, I bet this is the one. And what's the way the best way to answer that is just to say Asian food.
See, if I would have said from which Asian cuisine,
Yes.
I would have totally gotten the one answer that I really wanted, which...
Yeah, if you'd only just, actually done a little work.
Someone says Asian's too general. There's hundreds of different cultures.
It doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter.
Yeah. And
I didn't specify.
it is Asian.
I agree with the texter, but also I understand the rules of the game.
Yeah.
And so I got screwed.
If it's from an Asian country, it's considered Asian cuisine.
Now, do you know which Asian country?
Yes, it's Slapistan.
No.
Nice.
No.
Is it Korea?
Yes, it's Korean
Korean
cuisine.
food.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
I don't know why, but I always thought it was Japanese kimchi.
oh no.
Yeah, I didn't know the Koreans gave us that too. The Koreans, I have to say, their cuisine, they give you some good stuff.
They have some really tasty things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just want Chinese food.
Oh, I do too.
Well, that has nothing to do with Korean food, but you go ahead and go for it.
It's an Asian cuisine.
Okay, see, you win. He wins again.
Yes. The one you didn't get to, which you didn't even care about at the very end of it, which decade did the first space shuttle launch?
50s?
No.
No, I think it was the I'm going to say 70s or 80s.
80s, yes.
It was 80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be the 50s.
No. But congratulations on your win and driving me nuts.
Someone said Steve sounded ashamed of knowing that Ariana Grande answer. I
was.
did.
Yeah,
I felt
you-
ashamed.
Good for you, though, because I didn't know the answer. I mean, I know the name of the album, but I forget who would have done it. I would have guessed a lot of pop people that weren't her.
No. So, you need to get on your pop.
You know what? That's a rather personal thing. I'm not getting on anybody's pop, okay? Forget
Fair.
that. All right. I don't know if you heard about this, but, well, of course, everybody knows about this. It was somebody that I know I used to work with who she was a big Foo Fighters fan, and she just loved this whole the Fresh Pots thing he did.
Fresh Pots!
Yeah, I did that 10 years ago.
Remember for the longest time, we had a sign over our coffee machine at the old building, and it was a picture of Dave Grohl, and it just said Fresh Pots.
Yeah. And now Dave is having a little fun revisiting that clip because it's 10 years old now. You want to feel old.
So the clip was basically he was obsessed with coffee.
Loves coffee.
Right. And so everything was just about getting a fresh pot of coffee.
It was weird because, it's not like he's from the Pacific Northwest or anything.
Right.
Yeah, but so he is revisiting that clip, shooting a follow-up for a new coffee weaning drug called Fresh Potix.
10 years ago, I was in the grips of a debilitating caffeine addiction. My ability to maintain personal relationships and solid bowel movements were compromised by crippling sleep deprivation and noxious coffee breath. As the bean took over, I found myself doing anything for a fix. That's when my doctor told me about Fresh Potix, a new drug to help coffee addicts like me manage their coffee addiction.
Consult your doctor before taking Fresh Potix. Side effects, but not limited to violent fits of rage towards left-handed people. Stool entirely made of corn, just a cob. Weeping taint.
With Fresh Potix, I no longer have to shoplift or sell my body for that fantastic buzz that once kept me awake for 36 hours at a time and sent me to the hospital for a CAT scan and psychiatric evaluation. Fresh Potix. It works. Kinda.
If the Foo Fighters don't play a show and a secret show and have their band be called Weeping Taint, they're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
When things come back, they need to play a secret show or some kind of surprise show, and it's like playing over at the Showbox. It's Weeping Taint, and we're like, who the hell's Weeping Taint? But I need to go see this band, and then it's the Foo Fighters.
See, this is what 2020's given us,
dude. Of anyone that's handled 2020 the best, I think it might be Dave Grohl. He's having so much fun with this free time that he has.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And I love in the video, there's a part where he's sitting on the toilet and he's rolling a joint, but instead of marijuana in the joint, it's coffee grind.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, well, he's got a problem, man. He needs Fresh Potix.
His whole band's in it, too.
Oh, and he's smiling with the coffee teeth.
He's just having fun.
Yeah, check it out. Check out the video on the BJ Miggs page of KISW.com because it's a good one.
Weeping Taint.
Dave Grohl and the Weeping Taint Band are having a great time. Wow. We got a woman. This is an amazing story. A woman scammed Amazon out of $165,000. How so? I'll tell you at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load, terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Your home equity. It could be an untapped opportunity instead of an untouchable asset. Introducing HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor, not a lender. They give you cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Use it to pay off debt, make renovations, fund a business, or just live a better life. There's no interest or monthly payments to worry about. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.
That's the ease at which you get information. You're always connected and informed. No waiting. So if you're living with diabetes and still using old tech and finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels and accepts Medicare and over 800 private insurers. Visit usmed.com/radio today. That's usmed.com/radio today and manage your diabetes as easy as
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, this woman, I think, in Florida is pretty brilliant. She's 32, and she's facing charges for a shipping label scheme where she scammed Amazon out of $165,000. Steve, I'm reading the story over and over again. I still don't really understand how she did it, but I'll try to tell you. Maybe somebody will figure it out. She used 31 different accounts and reused prepaid shipping labels for canceled orders that they then reimbursed her for. Over 5 years, she returned about 42,000 items and got about $4 each every time she did it. And even though she used 31 different accounts, they were all in her name and used her address.
So I was reading a little bit about this. I'm like, this is an incredible scam. And from what it sounds like is that when she would make the return to the 41,000, what is it?
42,000 items.
42,000 items. They would say, do you want us to cover the shipping? She's like, I will take care of that. So like that, she was taking care of that. So they were never giving her the money for that. But then she was getting the money with a different part of it all, where she was getting $3 here, $3 there, $3 here. So she was making money off of the reimbursement of the shipping.
Wow.
Like she had a way to be able to ship them outside. Maybe she like worked somewhere where she could ship things for free.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
And so Amazon was footing the bill, apparently. I mean, because she scammed them.
She was scamming them with the shipping reimbursement.
Yeah. So I still, even as you explained it, I don't even quite understand it, which is why the government should hire her. As soon as she, pays her debt to society, she's smarter than I am. And she's facing a grand theft charge. Yeah, it's here's a law enforcement person and TV reporter, all of them at her door.
This woman found a loophole with a very large company that all of us use, and she took advantage of that loophole. Basically, what she was doing is claiming that she paid for the shipping prices when she didn't do it. They have a fraud department, and they were tracking her for a while.
What were you doing making all those returns?
No, I don't have any comment.
Do you have an attorney we could reach out to?
Not yet.
Oh, you're going to have to get one.
Good for her, man. I mean, look, it's bad. She should be arrested.
Good for her for being a criminal.
Well, I mean, for having the kind of mind to come up with a criminal scheme like this. This is a white-collar crime. And, yeah, she should pay her debt to society. But, I mean, this is the kind of person you want to, you see in all the movies. You want to recruit her and have her work for the good guys.
So I was reading a little bit more about it. So this is how they describe it. So hopefully this makes sense in our heads. She would order the items from Amazon, then return them. She would always check the box that said she's paying for her own shipping, so they'd reimburse her for the cost. But she wasn't paying for the shipping. What she would do then is she would use prepaid shipping labels from canceled orders to ship the stuff back to Amazon.
Okay. Well, it's again, there's a lot of work. You should put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, and she probably was like, I figured it out.
Yeah.
And then what happens, you go to the well one too many times. The stupid part, though, I think, is that she put her name and her address on every single one of these. So at some point, there had to be a red flag.
But think about this, though. None of us like to go to the post office, right? Who loves to go to the post office, UPS, whatever?
I do. FedEx. I love waiting in line at the post office with other happy people that love to be there as well.
42,000 items she did this with. So she worked for this. I mean, look, again, it's against the law. She should be whatever the full penalty. But it's not like she didn't do anything. 42,000 items she returned. That's insane.
So do you think, though, if you put that kind of energy towards like something that was maybe, I don't know, above board and legal, that maybe she could have had some success in whatever career that she was having?
I would think so.
If you've got that kind of know-how and you've got that kind of, I don't know, just determination, I almost feel like you could apply it to good. I don't know what the good is, but at some point you got to be able to figure that out.
But then $165,000, though, I mean, there's not too many. If you're just a regular person, no matter how smart you are, if you're a regular person, and sometimes you only can make so much money in your life, there's just a ceiling.
It's quite the side hustle.
Yeah, it's a great side hustle.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
A great and illegal side hustle.
Yeah, well, there is that. So this woman in Florida busted for scamming Amazon out of $165,000. Based on this, what was your scam? What was a scam that you or someone you know pulled off? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got your calls. We got your texts after Shinedown on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A woman in Florida was busted for scamming Amazon out of $165,000. Based on this, what was your scam? What was a scam that you or someone you know pulled off? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to JR in Puyallup. JR, you are on The Rock.
Good morning.
Good morning, buddy. What you got?
So, from probably about age 12 to 14, I had a scam with Walmart. My uncle taught me, but basically what you would do, you go in there and you buy any piece of clothing you wanted, and then you would return it to a different Walmart, and they would give you a special return sticker. So basically, you'd walk the store, you take that return sticker off, you'd go to the store, and whatever you want. I mean, we got paintball guns, chainsaws, and we got a bunch of stuff, but you would put that return sticker on the box, and then you would hold the receipt, and then you would walk out of the exit, confident with that return sticker showing out to the door greeter, which, always with the smartest people, could see that sticker and see that you had a receipt, and they would never stop us. And from 12 to 14, I got a lot of stuff. I'm 33 now, 10 years long, I'm good to go.
So they gave you a return sticker to show that what you were just basically getting the same item is what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, and since you put it on a piece of clothing, you could take that sticker off and it would look perfect. Like if you took a box back, that sticker would rip.
Yeah.
But that's why you put it on a piece of clothing. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff from 12.
Whoa, you know what? Here was, I mean, this is the beauty of America, man. You're trying to make things convenient, which I think is cool. Here's a return sticker. Yeah, but the ingenuity of America. Yeah. Well, I can't throw any stones because I had a whole clothing scam going on, switching tags and doing all that stuff. So
you can't do that anymore because everything is all digital.
Yeah, they got me. They finally foiled me all these years later. 206-421-ROCK, Texas at 77999. What scam have you or someone you know pulled off? Let's go to Joe in Seattle. Joe, you are on the Rock.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. What you got, buddy?
Well, was 19 and my cousin was 18. I'm 47 now, so it's a long time ago. I think I paid my dues, but we were young and we were broke, and we had our own apartment on Alki, and so everyone hung out there because we were high school kids, with our own apartment.
Gotcha.
Anyway, we were always broke. We had no money.
I think that's what always broke means.
This was in the early 90s.
Oh, this is good.
This is the age of grunge.
Okay, Joe. I thought so. I tried to warn you, Joe.
Just get to the point.
I tried to warn you.
We don't need like this, you're not a poet. That's not like
you mean a storyteller.
That too.
Yeah.
You have to be all descriptive.
Dude, don't you understand? They were broke and they were in high school and they had their own apartment.
It was in the 90s.
And in the 90s where there was the age of grunge. What does that have to do with a scam?
Well, maybe they were scamming long johns. And
that's what it was.
Flannel shirts. I don't know.
I don't know. Get to the point. We were broke and we were age of grungy. It was the 90s, Steve. Okay? What the hell's wrong with you? It was the 90s. We were young, Steve.
Young and free and wild, BJ.
Yeah.
All right, how about this person says in the early days 90s. Of Xbox Live in the 90s.
Yeah.
No, I used to pretend to be a female gamer, and I scammed people out of over $700 in Xbox credits. Worked out pretty well. I got a pretty good catalog for Rock Band, LOL.
So how did they
flirted with the guys, and they paid.
Yeah.
Wow.
If they're not using any voice chat or anything, and they're just typing it in, you're typing, "Oh, I'm a sexy lady. Give me stuff." People will do that.
You think he wrote naughty stuff, though? I mean, really, to get them into...
you got to do what you got to do to be able to get those songs.
I mean,
you need those Rock Band songs.
Yeah, that's.
I noticed your daughter's in the room.
I can understand people doing that back then because that was, it was the 90s.
What were the 90s like, though?
Oh, they were grungy.
Totally grungy.
Yeah. We were in high school then, Steve.
So grungy, so grungy.
Yeah.
This was not me, actually. This was my friend. She started helping out at a daycare and wanted to become a teacher. But to become a teacher, you had to have at least some form of college. You had to have your AA. And she did not. So she took my friend's AA degree and deleted her name and put her name in.
Ooh,
yep.
That's hardcore.
And was a teacher for years.
Whoa.
What?
It worked.
Did she ever get caught?
She never got caught, and I don't think she had any guilt or anything about it, but I would stay up at night thinking she was going to get caught.
Right.
Like, that is hardcore.
Did she ever get Employee of the Month, or was she really good at her job? Because that shows you the scam sometimes.
She was so good at her job. The kids loved her.
Was this back in the 90s?
It was the grunge time.
Hey, we were young.
Lived on Alki.
And this poor woman was broke.
At Alki High.
She had no money.
Yeah, she had no money, so she
She's
had to think.
being a teacher.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know. She was like, I'm never going to get caught. And I was so nervous for her.
Dude, I had a family member that did that faked having a college degree, and they went on to become a massive player in commercial real estate and a big wig in New York City. Did really well, and articles were written about her.
And no one ever found out?
No, but my dad knew, and it bothered him so much that she lied. It didn't matter that she earned everything she got other than the degree.
Yeah.
But she worked her way up from the bottom of the barrel at the place that she worked and made her way to become president of the company. She was the story of someone working in the mailroom that just hustled and worked hard to get to the point where she was at. But it bothered my dad till to no end that he's like, she never, especially when the articles came out saying she graduated at this college. Like, you never graduated at a college. You never even went to that college.
It's all a lie.
Right, but it was before like internet, so like nobody really was fact checking.
And his generation, where they were allowed to grumble, but they would have looked bad if they said anything. That's why he had to keep it to himself.
Oh yeah, snitches get stitches.
Exactly.
From, our family. She's not. She's no one to mess with.
Oh well, I didn't even tell you.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Yeah, dude.
See,
I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. I can appreciate your father because I'm that kind of guy too. Like, I like to follow the rules. But to me, both those stories expose the sham of a certain situation.
You need a college education to get this job.
Yeah, you really don't. You really don't.
Be good at it.
It's frustrating. I remember I was trying to get a job that paid $20,000 a year to run a game store, and they wanted a bachelor's degree. And I'm like, are you effing kidding me? It's going to cost me.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, I'm like, what do I have to do to figure out how to put a game on a shelf and make sure that I don't steal the money? I think that's all you need from me, right? It was so frustrating. So frustrating what now it's become big business. Like, everybody wants this stupid degree that really the job does not require it. I don't know why you think your dumb job does a lot of it. And yeah, look at it. Both those instances, they did really well at their jobs and did not need the degree.
I love looking at some of these texts because I'm sharing scams with similar scams with texters when I was younger as well. Like Rose in Tacoma said, back in the Columbia House days, which, Vicky, back in the day, there was once a service where for a penny, you'd get like 12 records and then they'd suck you into a monthly subscription.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd get like copies of these records and CDs and whatever, sent to cassettes as well. She said, I was 15, I would open accounts to get the pile of free CDs, and I would call and tell them that person had died. And it was typically an aunt or an uncle's name, and that's how I built my early music collection.
Oh.
So we did that in college where we kept signing up for the Columbia House, but we had access to the mailroom. So we would just create like a fake room in the dorm. Like, it wasn't even it was a floor that never even existed in that dorm. So we would go through the mail to put it in the proper mail slots for the students, and then we'd like, this is, and we don't call it the dumbest names. Like, one of them time it was Hugh Direction.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Kind of
hey, Mr. Direction, how are you?
Eventually they caught on and just stopped sending Columbia House to our dorm. But like, that's how we built our music collection as well.
It's kind of funny on that sort of term as well. It's not technically a scam, I guess, maybe, because I got Columbia House when I was young, like under 18. And I was like, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to pay for all it all. I'm going to be great. And then family member was just like, no, I don't think you're responsible enough for it. So they called Columbia House.
What?
And then they said, this person's under 18. And Columbia House was like, all right, fine. We don't even deal with anyone under 18. You just boom. And I got the CDs for a penny.
Hey,
it was this in the 90s?
Yeah, it was in the 90s.
He had no money.
It was a grunge time. I had no money.
Oh, the grunge records?
Yeah. I think it was in high school with his own apartment.
Dude, Columbia House was insane. Like, when you really think about it. It's something that's such a bummer that doesn't even exist anymore.
And we know now, being in the business we're in, it cost them nothing.
No, because they printed their own versions of the CDs. Like, if you ever got the Columbia House CD and put it next to the band's actual CD, they must have like some kind of a deal with the record label, obviously.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, dude, yeah, the labeling was printed slightly different.
Well, and Columbia Records was huge, so they were, a lot of the catalog was theirs.
That too.
Yeah.
And then the ones that weren't, I bet they give like a little kickback.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? A little kickback away, I'm saying? A little something for the effort. Steve, you're going to love this. Rev, you're going to love this. There's a car company that actually made a fart feature for their vehicle. Nice. Yeah, there you go. You're going to hear what it sounds like at 7:47. Right here on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to see my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Your home equity. It could be an untapped opportunity instead of an untouchable asset. Introducing HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor, not a lender. They give you cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Use it to pay off debt, make renovations, fund a business, or just live a better life. There's no interest or monthly payments to worry about. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility. Terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.